before I press the live. What's up? What's up? What's up? We are live.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's on? Who that? Who that nation?
We back at it again.
My camera. Find my camera.
With another episode, baby. Let's get it.
Well, you know what? Well, we're gonna give y'all a couple of seconds for you guys to come on in the chat. But until then, let's go. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Pre-game show.
Pre-game show.
Let's get it, man. We got the New Orleans Saints versus the Green Bay Packers tonight, man. How y'all feeling? How is y'all feeling? Mr. Everett 504, welcome. How are you doing there, sir?
I'm doing just fine. There's so much we can do. Give me 1 second. We got Hump. Hump always show up. Hump always show up last, but that is what it is.
Whoa, you won't be fashionably late today. You won't be fashionably late today.
You always end up in coming on, easing on in. You know what I'm saying? But,
what's good, man?
What's good with you? Oh, what's good with you, man?
We're back.
Yes, sir.
We got another episode. And for Saints fans out there, what do you think about preseason? Preseason is a big part of, like we said before, is a big part of development. I don't think that fans should be getting overreacting when it gets down to preseason. If your first teamers are looking good, that's pretty much a win. And if you get out of preseason without major injuries, that's a win for the team. I think that what Saints fans want to see is perfection. You're not going to get perfection when you got about 80-something people on the roster that's not going to make the team. So we have to understand that the whole matrix out of this whole thing is that there's a difference of being a fan, and there's a difference of just being an analyst, analyzing the game. Okay, so what are you going? I want some of the Saints think tank to really understand that: are you a fan? Are you an analyst of the game? Okay. So I'm gonna give it over to the host, and shout out to, first of all, before I give it over to the host of this podcast, I'm gonna shout out Hump. What's up, Hump, in the house out of Pontchartrain Park? That brother from Pontchartrain Park, and we got the West Bank finest. Cruising down the street. What they say? Cruising down the street. Real slow.
As Marrero, we don't fool with them.
Oh yeah, don't fool with Marrero.
I'm already in Paris. All
right. But shout out to Larry Carter in the house. It's great to see Larry and Hump in the house. And once again, we're gonna give it to the host of this podcast, EJ504, former Bellhaven Blazer. Okay, what's up now? Let's go on. What's
down with y'all boys, man? We back.
We got Brian's in the house. We got Brian. Shout out to Brian's. Brian's is one of my Aborigine people on my Aborigine channel. If you check it out, Brian,
you see that baby was good with you.
Yeah, you got you a wrench, so you know how to do it, and you know how you hold it down over there in my Aborigine community. So if you see any trolls come in, you know what you got to do, bro. Yeah, know what I'm saying? we ain't gonna be having no trolls coming up in. All right, but back to you, host. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, guys. First of all, welcome back to the show, man. We back at it again. All right, now look, before I even get started, I want to shout out the Hancock Hawks tonight because they also have a game going on tonight. They have their jamboree in high school. My little brothers, Xavier Gagne and Christophe Gagne, number 41 and number 31 out there tonight. So they'll be doing their thing while the Saints are also out there preseason. That's the
reason
tonight.
why I'm out here in the car, y'all, because I got to go to the game tonight. I'm going to miss the Saints game, but I am going to record the game, and we'll be able to catch up on that but I got to be in the stand supporting my children. Of course, EJ is going to tell me about the game, what went on. He's going to evaluate the game tonight. And then we got Hump. I can always call Hump, and I can always call Larry. They'll tell me. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell me what's going on. But go ahead on, EJ. Finish it off.
Well, y'all boys, what I first want to get into, I want to get y'all thoughts on this first game. Now let's stay brief with this because we're on to the second game in the preseason. But what is the biggest thing that stood out to y'all in that Houston Texans game? I know one of the biggest points I know that will be made is Mr. Ian Book and his play. But I'm very interested to see, and hear what you guys' take was on the game last weekend. I'm gonna start with you, Hump.
Well, clock management wasn't that good. Let me see. Because I got a list of things that could be wrong.
Go ahead, man.
They didn't play my guy Alontae Taylor at all. They had a lot of scrubs that was out there, and just with Everett is saying, you got 85 people out there, but I seen 15 off the bat that could have been cut the day after the game. So, like I'm saying again, I just sure hope it'll be a little bit better this week, as far as for clock management. Don't get me wrong. I like the game that Pete Carmichael called.
Oh yeah, Pete Carmichael was on it.
Yeah. It was a lot more running than we've seen in the last 15 years. Let's say that.
Right. Larry, any big points here you've seen out of last weekend's game?
My biggest thing, I was watching mainly the play calling. I wasn't watching the players too much because I kind of knew who was going to do what. But it was the play calling and how Pete Carmichael kept control of the game. He didn't let the game get out of hand. When Ian Book wasn't completing passes, he took the game out of his hands and put it in the running back's hands, and that's when we started seeing improvement. Then once the running game really opened up the passing game because Ian's stats picked up because the running game made it easier. But I wasn't too happy with the performance of them cornerbacks on that last drive. I wasn't too happy with that. But that's guys that's not going to be here, so I'm not really tripping on that. But the defensive play calling was solid. The offensive play calling was solid. That's what I was looking at. Because with our starters, really, I was looking to see how Pete was going to protect Jameis and not put Jameis out there head first. So that's going to be the starter. So that's what I really mainly looked at.
Dad, what is your big points on last weekend's game?
Well, I was impressed with Andy Dalton. I was impressed with Andy Dalton. Shout out to Calvin. Andy Dalton was 5 for 5. 5 for 5. And I know we're going. We know Jameis is the starter. But what a great person to have behind Jameis.
That's huge. This
is an upgrade over Simeon.
Yes.
And Taysom Hill.
Yes.
And I don't feel the Saints will miss a beat if something happens to Jameis for a very not long time. If he has an ankle injury, or I really think Andy can take us at least. He can win at least 6 games like that. Andy really fits the system, and just something that Larry was talking about before we got on the show was system quarterbacks, and I really believe that Andy Dalton is a system type of quarterback. I always was wondering what Andy would look like under a Sean Payton, under a Pete Carmichael, somebody who doesn't have the best of arm, but is very accurate, who can throw the ball to the running backs, who can get up there and do checkdowns. And Andy Dalton, to me, is a perfect system quarterback. He's perfect for this system. And another thing that I was impressed on was the run game and the run defense. The run game and the run defense. Some of the things we have to clean up was the fumbling by Dwayne Washington and the fumbling by the rookie running the football, Smith. But other than that, they were pounding the football. They were Tony Jones looked like a beast. They were running the ball. and the linemen were monstrous. The starters were monstrous. They were opening up holes for the run game. The Saints D line was eating the Texans alive. The very first squad against the very first squad, that it just really impressed me on how big the Saints is down line. Streak. Some of these guys that we picked up like Streak, the line has just got to upgrade. The line is much more physical and strong at the end. I was even shocked at the brother we had from last year. What his name start with a G? Came out of he was in the starting lineup over I can't think of the guy name. He got in trouble, y'all. The young man got in trouble.
Carl Granderson.
Carl Granderson, he looks good. He looks good. And when you got a Carl Granderson who's a backup and he's playing the starter while injuries was occurring, the Saints are very deep at these positions. So, son, I can sit here and tell you the defensive line and running game, which means the offensive line, the very first teams impressed me.
Well, I love every last point y'all made there. That's very interesting on each and every one of y'all's points. But I think you guys are forgetting about Chase Hansen. Chase Hansen had a pretty damn good preseason game. I mean, especially at a linebacker.
Look like a steal.
I mean, especially at linebacker. I mean, that's a spot that we need. That's really the weak part in the defense. And Chase Hansen looked like he said to himself that I want to make this football team. Also,
I didn't realize how athletic he was.
I didn't realize that he was really like the way he was covering out there and the way he was out there hustling. And when it came down to these running backs running the ball, he hit the holes perfectly, found the running backs, got him like he was DeMario Davis for a second out there. I mean, he
had a little far-fetched there, EJ.
Look, hey,
hold on. I think somebody said they think that YouTube is mute. Ask the guests in the chat, do you guys hear us? Put a 1 in the chat if anybody can hear us. I got a text from Cedric talking about he thinks YouTube is mute. Could you guys hear? Y'all can. It's clearly that everybody on the panel can hear each other, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody in the chat? Do you have any problems? If you're in the chat, could you hear us clearly?
Well, just to jump back to what you're saying before y'all jump to the next subject, I want to say the sun shines on the dog's ass. So Chase Hansen having a good game, it could be an anomaly. We'll see how he does tonight.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think Chase Hansen just opened the door for himself to make this roster. I think if he has another night like he did with the Texans, he really solidified his position. He needs at least 2 games out of those 3 preseason games to show that he can go ahead and fill in the spot. And at the linebacking position where we truly need it and where Pete Warren has kind of been injured. Who that is? Come on.
It took Keandra forever. The one time she came on, and we was looking forward to seeing her the next time, and Keandra was lost. We didn't know where the hell she was.
What's up, guy? How you doing?
Take your mute button off.
We can't hear you.
Tell her she got a mute button on.
Oh, she at work.
Got to be. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. And just keep it going, EJ.
Yeah, but like I was saying, doggone, another point that kind of really raised my eyebrows in last weekend's game was the running back position. I'm gonna go back to that only because I like to say that first drive was beautiful. Andy Dalton did his thing at quarterback, but look at Dwayne Washington. Dwayne Washington is actually being slept on in this running back room. Like we all, I think, really have forgotten about, I know he's a good special teams ace, but he actually has a chance to go ahead and do something in this backfield. And Tony Jones has always been the preseason star, of course, but doggone, I need to see that in the regular season. I need to see him go ahead and take that into the regular season. Abram Smith kind of, made it hard for himself with that fumble. Abram Smith still got a chance and everything, but that fumble kind of hurt his chances to me. But that running back room looking real spicy, and I'm really like intrigued by it to me, if you really think about it. But to get off of the Texans game, that was just preseason game number 1. We on the preseason game number 2. So
we can talk about the practice all this week. The practice with the Green Bay Packers. That you can go there.
Well, that's exactly where I'm going. Like, where do you guys think? What are y'all looking for tonight from the Packers? What do y'all think? Doggone the Saints in this preseason game. How they gonna look against the Packers? I'm gonna start with you, Larry.
I think we're gonna look good because, especially our defense and our secondary. Because anytime Aaron Rodgers call out his wide receivers and they got to have a meeting, something going on at practice. And also Chase Hansen been flashing at practice too, not just in the game.
Right.
He's been flashing at practice. So he's been consistent with it. I've been watching all the reports. Now, our offense, I'm kind of worried about how we're going to look against the Packers, which is a way better defense than the Texans.
Right.
So I'm anxious to see that. And I really want to see Michael Thomas in action. Even if it's for a couple of plays, I just want to see him out there.
I feel like, and I'm glad you brought that point up, but I feel like he will be coming out that third preseason game. Look for him to be coming out that third preseason game. Jameis Winston as well. I expect Jameis Winston to play in the third preseason game.
Or maybe the fourth.
I think it's only 3 games.
There's only 3 this season.
Okay, there's 3 games. Okay, they don't have the fourth no more.
Go ahead, Hub. Tell me your thoughts on what you gonna see tonight against the Packers.
Well, ball control. We had a lot of turnovers. I mean, maybe Costello plays a little bit more tonight.
Yes.
I mean, like I didn't expect him to play last week. Because he had just gotten there, and you don't know the plays. But a week into it, a week and a half into it, you should have, a little better grasp of the playbook at this point. So I expect Costello to play a little bit more tonight. Are
you talking about Costello?
Hey, yes, I am.
Oh my God.
I am. Hey, what I'm saying is,
look, I ain't gonna lie to you, Dad. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. The way Ian Book played last week in that game, and the way he been playing in the joint practices in training camp, KJ Costello looked like he can actually go ahead and
try to get worse, man. This might get worse.
Hey,
this might get even worse.
But quiet as kept, bro. We only gonna keep 2 quarterbacks.
Man, just let Taysom play, man. Just let Taysom go back to
because then he's gonna be hoping and wishing.
No.
It ain't quiet as kept. We are keeping 2 quarterbacks.
Correct.
Look, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. It's gonna be Jameis Winston, doggone Andy Dalton, and Taysom Hill. That's just what it's gonna be. Taysom Hill will only see quarterback you play for like trick plays, do the read option, stuff like that. But that's a goal line situation. That's about it. Ian Book kind of ruined it for himself. Because quite honestly, if he would have played good in that last week's game, he could have made this roster. He could have gone and actually, really just made a point for himself that, hey, maybe in the future I can go ahead and, do something. But they're going to put him on that practice squad, and I don't even see the Saints even retaining him on that practice squad. I feel like somebody's going to pick him up on that practice squad.
Well, one thing that we haven't talked about is the fact that other teams are going to make cuts too. So they might there's going to be a quarterback that's not going to make another team because he's not good, it's because of roster depth. You may get a guy like you did. You know how the Saints picked up Taysom Hill years ago off the Packers roster.
I look at the Ravens. The Ravens just cut Trace McSorley over there.
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
They're going
to have him out there. Shout out to Travis 504. Shout out to Fly Trader, which is Cedric, and shout out to Courtney Lacey. We got some brothers from the Baddest Sports Talk just coming in the group.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, EJ.
Kenaja, I don't know if you can hear us or anything, or you off of mute.
Could you hear us, Keandra? Is your mic mute, Keandra Nunnery?
I'm here.
All right.
She lives.
I kind of want to get your thoughts on tonight and what you looking for tonight in tonight's preseason game.
I don't know, just more practice reps for everybody else. Cause from what I hear, James not playing tonight. Is that true? Okay.
That's true.
All right. So I want to see more snaps from, what we got behind them. Last week, Andy Dalton had one drive. He did good.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, it's preseason.
Right.
One drive. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he looked good though. I ain't gonna lie.
He looks like he fit the system, Keandre. He looked like he fit the system.
Mm-hmm.
So like he would be a decent number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Our brother Book, you know what I'm saying? I would like to see him get more snaps behind center so he could get settled. You know what I'm saying? Get in the rhythm of things, because I would like to see him behind the starting O-line though.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard to judge by they put him in there with the third and fourth string, and it's like it's kind of hard to judge.
That's a big part now.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. He hasn't ever since the Dolphins game, I haven't really seen him get a chance. And
that wasn't the first team, EJ. That wasn't the first team of the Dolphins.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm about to say. Like even in the Dolphins game, that wasn't even the first team out there. So maybe Dennis Allen can really give him a chance and try to put him out there with the starters a little bit more and give him more reps with them, so he can save himself in this roster, because a lot of Saints fans want him gone by now. A lot of them want to go.
I think a lot of us know that he's not going to make the roster, but we did draft him. And I think that's what we want you to understand, is that we got to give him more chances in preseason just because we made an investment in him. We got to see more in him. I know y'all don't want to. It doesn't count. The game don't count. Let's just see if we can coach him up a little bit and bring him back to the practice squad. It's not going to hurt the Saints to bring him back to the practice squad and develop.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not. It's not going to hurt it. But at the same time, when you do that, in today's NFL, it's a thing called claiming somebody, and when you put that person on
nobody wants no Ian Book.
Hey, you never know.
Now,
look, unless you want to know our offense.
Hang on, let me never know. Let me say this: Ian Book last year was already being inquired about last season, and teams wanted Ian Book off on a team. If the Saints put Ian Book on the practice squad last season, he wouldn't be on this roster right now.
That's just one chance we're gonna have to lose, son.
I believe the same thing this season. If he goes on that practice squad, he will be gone. Some team looks at Ian Book. Some team of some sort looks at Ian Book and says, "Hey, I can fix him." Doggone what the Saints don't have patience for, I can go ahead and fix him. It's not about just he's he got to stay with the Saints. He don't have to stay with the Saints. Doggone other teams are looking at that and evaluating him.
Well, you know why you're not lying? I'm gonna tell you why he's not lying. Nate Peterson played yesterday.
You talking about Nathan Peterman?
Yeah, well, Peterman? Yeah, Nate Peterman played with the Seattle Seahawks, y'all. And he has a three touchdown to 12 interception ratio in the NFL. So that he's not lying. Other teams going to see if they can fix a quarterback. There's always one. He's going to look, if he's a journeyman, as he goes around, there's always a possibility somebody takes Ian Book under their wing, a quarterback guru, to try to help and develop him with his weakness. One of the weaknesses that you said, Larry, was the fact that he anticipate running more than trying to pass the football. So maybe a coach can control that.
Well, like I said, tonight could be a chance for him to, audition for more like other teams around the NFL.
Shout out to Daniel.
And to see if that'll help out for him. But like I said, so far, Saints fans want him out of New Orleans, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You draft the kid in the 4th round, you expect more out of that kid. But it is what it is. He gonna have to prove a little bit more and show that he can at least handle himself in a better way. I also want to talk about guys, and these, this is not the first time the Saints gonna be saw the Packers, this season. Already they didn't see the Packers all week in joint practices, and from what I seen all on, through my sources, I done seen the defense handle that Packers offense. The defense looked really good.
Wow.
The offense had times where they were struggling, which Jameis wasn't sitting there, playing. Jameis didn't get to go ahead and work through team sessions. But even the offense had a little, flashing sessions. But one thing we know for sure is that Saints defense is going to be dangerous this season. They're definitely top 3 this season.
Woo!
Well, the sleeper, as we're talking about Chase Hansen, the sleeper that everybody's kind of hush on is Eric Wilson.
Yes.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's talking about Eric Wilson. When he was with the starting lineup, he looked at business.
But the man had 100 tackles last year, bro.
Yes.
So he ain't sneaking up on nobody.
You know why nobody talk about Eric Wilson? Because he's the backup. He's backing up DeMario Davis. DeMario Davis overshadowing him right now. So when you have Mr. DeMario Davis back there on in front of you, hey, look, that's big shoes to fill. When he needs a break, you got to handle your spot, So, and that's what the limited breaks that DeMario Davis gets, because we need DeMario Davis on there, darn near 100% of the snaps,
Well, the New Orleans Saints also picked up former Washington Redskin John Bostic.
Yes,
and
that's another name.
This is another sleeper. This is another guy, a veteran, who can come in and actually upgrade the Saints as far as depth on as a position on the linebacker. But could he go out there and still play special teams? Because that's what the Saints really looking for. They're not really looking for starters. They're looking for special teamers, and that's one of the things that we got to realize to make this football team. Pay attention tonight on the special teamers, the guys who are going out there and hammering people. That's another thing that is all overrated when it comes down to preseason.
I'm telling you,
out there fighting.
You play well on a special teams, you can make yourself on the roster. You can put yourself on a roster just by playing well on special teams. I look at
Justin Hardy. Justin Hardy
Justin Hardy, JT Gray, all these players like that, dog, they made the roster not because of their positions, but they were great special teams aces, man. You got to really look at the special teams tonight and say, who's going out there down there tonight that's really just trying to make a tackle, trying to make that big play, that's trying to make Dennis Allen go, woo, we need him on our roster, So doggone tonight, I also want to bring up two guys, let's that receiving core, which excites me so much because it's like Chris Olave looks really well, but like he went off this week in joint practices. What I heard this week went down in Green Bay. Chris Olave looks like the deep threat that we know he can be, man. I'm telling you, like they don't know what to do with Michael Thomas already coming back. And Michael Thomas is like, and Dennis Allen said it like, and I'm quoting, like I'm trying to quote his words, but Dennis Allen said Michael Thomas looks like he did before the injury, man. That's exciting. That's exciting if you're a Saints fan. If you hearing your coach say that your top 3 receiver in the NFL looks like how he was before the injury, that's dangerous, man. Doggone, and you got Jarvis over there. People sleeping on Jarvis. That's how good Chris Olave's been, making waves at present. Nobody even talking about Jarvis Landry right now, But Eastside Winston, I want to talk about Eastside Winston. He's gone. That's and the Saints really love Eastside Winston, and that's crazy because that shows you how much you deep this receiver room is, guys. Like there's no more room, guys like Traquan and Callaway, they're on the bubble right now.
And Traquan, if you pop up like you did last time in the chat, I don't know what to say, brother.
Traquan getting traded.
Look, I told you I was rooting for you, Traquan. He popped up in the chat.
I don't think, Traquan, and I think Callaway makes this roster, but Traquan is really, he might get kicked out the door for real.
He trade bait.
I think we need to trade him. I think we're not.
Yeah.
I want a world that, let me tell you something. The way Callaway played against the Texans, Callaway looks like Callaway is making this football team.
Mm-hmm.
Callaway is playing. Let me tell you something. There's a guy on this team that we just not talking about enough, and that's Hardy. What's up, Derek? Derek in the house. Hardy.
His spot is secure. That's why we're not talking about.
Secure though. I think we all feel like Hardy gonna make this roster off the bat.
This roster.
He gonna make this roster, but it's like guys like Traquan.
Are we gonna talk about Merrick?
Oh yeah, Kirk Merritt making waves up in. Actually, Dejon Dixon, he made waves. He made waves in the Texans game. This is
gonna be a hard cut.
That was gonna be my point there, EJ.
It's not gonna be a cut with Dejon because they can't risk letting Dejon hit that waiver wire.
So big.
That's why I said them two quarterbacks gonna open up a spot, and we gonna need that spot for Dejon. Kirk Merritt, we gonna risk letting them go.
Dejon could take Traquan's spot straight up right now. Like he showed me all of what I needed to see. Like I'm telling you, like Traquan. Look, Traquan had a point in the game in the Texans game where Ian Book got. There was one of the few times Ian Book got it to. One of the few times Ian Book actually got it to him, and Traquan drops it. He drops it in the end zone.
It was a beautiful pass.
Beautiful pass.
Catch the ball.
I don't think none of y'all said this. Now, all the bad things that's
why he's gonna be gone
in that game. That was a beautiful pass by Ian Book.
Yes. I like stuff like that. Traquan can't do that. He don't have no room for error. So this receiver room is very, very intense right now. I know we like to talk about the running back room and who's battling for RB3, but that receiver room's not being talked about enough, man. We got some dogs right now that look like that could take some dudes' spots right now that can make this roster, man.
That's a guy that you're not talking about, though.
Look, let's be real.
Go ahead.
Now, hey, you saved $1.1 million by cutting Traquan Smith. And I know it's an economic thing, bro. And like I'm saying again, and you can't have somebody with $1.1 million, bro, running down on kicks and punts.
Right.
You want somebody who got 500,000, 400,000.
I think everybody want value for him though, because I feel like you could get some draft picks off. You could get a third, fourth round, or fifth round pick for Traquan Smith. I do feel like you can. You can do that.
Atlanta might be the team that get him. Atlanta might get. I'm gonna tell you why.
That was a good point, Dad. You make a good point because you know what? In the offseason, before he signed back with us,
he was going to Atlanta.
And you
got to remember who the GM of Atlanta, the former GM of us. You got to think about it. He's the guy was in the personnel department with us. Is they GM now? So they know the players. So don't be surprised. How many Atlanta Falcons how many New Orleans Saints that have went to the Atlanta Falcons in the past, and we didn't have Falcons come to the Saints. Michael Haynes came from the Saints, and became a Saint. Martin Anderson left the Saints and became a Falcon. Bobby Hebert became a Falcon. So this is not nothing.
Curtis Lofton,
Brady Smith, Wayne Ganders.
Hey, don't forget about our punter too. Hey, look, I don't forget them things, man. That man went over there and wore the Dirty Bird uniform over there. Now you in Miami right now.
Tyler
Brady Smith.
Now this
Kevin Mathis.
Derek wanted to ask you guys, because I gotta answer the chat. Derek said, "What's going on with the tight ends?" The reason what's going on is because the tight ends are not making mistakes. Right now the tight ends are actually improved. I don't know if y'all been paying attention. But Troutman, all the hell we've been giving Troutman, y'all. Troutman is at one of the bright spots. I want to give props to Nick Underhill, because Nick Underhill been saying that that this guy has not been dropping no passes in practice.
Yes,
and it's been. I'm very shocked.
Shout out to Adam Troutman because I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm one of them Saints fans that used to say, and after
I'm
seeing
on
what I
for
saw
you.
last season from Adam Trautman, I wanted him going. I ain't gonna lie to you, because he underwhelmed me because I thought he was gonna have so much of a better ceiling. This season, like this offseason, I know we haven't got to the regular season yet, but Adam Trautman looks good. He looks comfortable. That's
We're
the difference.
spoiled though, EJ.
Hey, that's the difference between last year's Adam Trautman and this year. He looks more comfortable in the offense, you know. And I know we're looking forward to Taysom Hill to come up in there, but I'm telling you, Trautman looks comfortable right now, man. What you got to say,
be no starting
Go ahead,
Don't
make that face.
I don't know.
Taysom would not make the whole year as a starting tight end in the NFL. He is going to be that.
He's
going
situational.
to be an H-back. He's going to be that guy. He's going to be that weapon that's going to be able to. Nobody's going to be able to figure him out because he's going to be all over the field.
It's the Where's Waldo offense.
Yes, he's not going to be no tight end like no Trautman. No way.
He's going to stand up. He's going to stand up. He's not getting down.
Man. Oh, no.
He's going to stand up as a line.
I feel like, look, he's going to get majority of his snaps at tight end. I do believe that.
The link tree.
But he's going to be more in, like y'all guys say, the H-back role where he's getting more involved of doing special teams and he's doing quarterback play and he's catching the ball out of the backfield. Like Taysom Hill is not no traditional tight end. We all know that. That is not no doggone Travis Kelce out there. He is not built like no Travis Kelce out there. We just want him to be productive enough to go ahead and catch some balls for us this year. That's all. You know, and we really forgetting about old boy,
Jawan
Johnson. Yes, that's who we forgetting about because he was a great. He's a great end zone threat.
I just
right in the red zone.
A mean show game. I just sent the link to you. Mean show game. Go ahead.
But in the red zone, he's better than Trautman and Taysom Hill together in the red zone. I believe that. He already showed flashes. He kind of scared me this offseason because he told fans that he picked up some weight, you know, that he was eating some food and everything. I like him more at the size that he was. I don't want him bigger than what he is right now. But like I said,
Look, EJ, he ain't no bigger than what Shannon Sharp was. 6'4", 250.
You're right.
You're
right about that.
But it's muscle. Right about that. It's muscle. It's not fat. The boy is solid muscle. He ripped.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously ripped.
He looked like Vernon Davis. He ripped. He looked like Vernon Davis.
Now that's a great comparison.
I like the comparison, but at the same time too, like that alarms me. You know, when you hear that was like when Leonard Fournette this season. Y'all, I don't know if y'all heard about this, but Leonard Fournette was eating so much this offseason that he got up to 280. You know, you don't want your running back, your number one running back getting up to 280 pounds. Now he got back down to 245. I don't know how the hell he done it within the short amount of time, but doggone, he was at 280 pounds. That's alarming. You know, you don't want your players getting that big. And doggone, that was my thing with Jawan. Like I said, I believe, you know, that's muscle and everything, but that kind of alarmed me with him, you know. But doggone, like I said, that was a good question. The tight end room is being slept on right now. Doggone, Lucas Krul, he's kind of flying under the radar for me.
Oh, he been
I
flashing.
haven't heard much from him.
He been flashing. He been flashing.
Show game. If you're in the chat, go to your messenger. We just gave you a link to your messenger. Go to your messenger.
Look back to Wednesday reports. He was acting a fool. Look back to Wednesday reports. And in the red zone, he was killing him. They couldn't stop him.
Well, that's intriguing then because you can't keep on them doggone tight ends now. You got Trautman, Taysom Hill, Jawan Johnson, and Krul. That's 4 right there. You can't, and then you count the long snapper as a tight end. So
but I don't know if Krul still haven't showed me nothing yet. And Nick Barnett is a proven veteran. So
that's another.
Nick Barnett is making like $6-8 million though.
But check this out. We can't see nothing because Ian Book can't get him the ball. That's why we're not seeing him. Y'all laughing, but I'm telling y'all the truth. If
That's
Ian Book's not getting the
facts.
ball to the receivers, we can't see what they can do. He handicapping the players, and that's what I was saying last week. If he can't get them the ball, he handicapping them. We got lucky when we saw him get it to Dejon Dixon.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're right.
We got lucky, but if you can't distribute that ball, we can't see.
When you're right, you're right. I can't defend him right now.
My question is, Larry, is what do you do? You know, it's all going. You got besides Andy Dalton. Look, Andy Dalton. You're not gonna play Andy Dalton more than 2 drives. You don't want him sitting there playing a damn first half of a game. You don't want him doing that. He's too important for the roster. So you have to play Ian Book and you have to play doggone
KJ Costello.
You gotta play
Costello. Right.
So they have to raise their game so they can, help these guys make this roster. What's up, Mean Shoe Gang? What's up?
For the first time, EJ, for the first time, we got 2 women on the panel.
We finally got them together on the panel. This is the first
time in the history of the baddest sports show podcast that I don't think I ever seen a podcast with women on it.
Hey man, look, we bring them all in. If you know sports, come on in, man. Tell me what you know. Doggone, that's how I do it. That's how we rock over here, man. Doggone, but hey, since you on here now, hey man, tell me something about tonight, man. What are you looking for tonight in this preseason game?
Great you asked that question. Like I said, hey family, if y'all don't know me, I'm Trees.
Wow.
I'm one of the ladies that come from the baddest talk show. And so what we do in that group is we express ourselves. So shout out to you and your dad for taking us a step further, just getting our information out there and our knowledge of the game and stuff like that. But it's good having 2 ladies on there. What's going on, girl?
Hey, girl. How you doing?
I can't call it. Waiting for this game. I'm glad you asked that. I want to see a W. When I started the Texans game, because people gonna criticize or be ready to have us under scrutiny because of Dennis Allen and his background. With the Raiders. So we're under a microscope, but I don't really feel like that because our defense is top 5 and we not 5. So if that guy could do that, you a head coach now of a defensive team first before the offense even got kicking. You know what I'm saying? So defense, I'm excited to see them. We marched down the field, we went 3 and out. We showed good things from our first team.
Right.
To be honest with you, I feel comfortable with Andy Dalton if Jameis is not ready because Andy Dalton's been in the game before. He's seen certain defenses before. Dude got it on, So, Book, I'm just going under the evaluation of what our quarterback room look like. Jameis gonna be him. I'm not expecting no more, no less. He went 5-2 as a starter, so I'm expecting him to just come out and be him. But first and foremost, I want him to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like tweaking his foot. It made me scratch my head because I'm like, bro, we counting on you with the weapon.
Right.
We got some weapons
That's why it's so huge to have Andy Dalton do what he's doing right now.
Yeah. So I'm comfortable, y'all. I just want to see a good showing tonight. Book kind of stunk up the place to say he was the most winningest coach. Winningest quarterback coming out of Notre Dame. I'm kind of like, it's like, well, what you doing at this point? You didn't have enough time to sit under Sean Payton. Was he really coached up by Drew? Like you look at most
he didn't have that much time.
He didn't have time.
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing that I try to tell my brother Larry is the fact that during COVID was a very difficult year for everybody, and these guys were just thrown in, and Ian Books was not getting reps. He was never going to get reps.
He didn't.
Yeah, he was never going to get reps, and I understand y'all anger towards Ian Book, but let's just be fair. He did not have an opportunity to learn Sean Payton's system at all. He was put in a situation where he didn't. Sean normally gets a chance to
evaluate his players before they even get on the roster.
Yeah, he didn't get a chance.
Before you can even make the team, he gonna already know if you touching that field or not. But like you said, COVID
Thank you, Travis.
it was a very hard year to watch just players and people health in general, whatever going on at the moment. It did something to football. As y'all can see, I got my dude shirt on because, he didn't get enough credit, and the fact that he went out like he did, I ain't like that, because the accolades and the way that dude went about his business, like, he was a winner in my eyes, and he always gonna be a winner. But we know who the face of the NFL is, so if you're gonna call it a spade, it's all good. But in my eyes, for what our organization went through and having players and stuff like that, I give props to Drew, because Drew, had he not took that to his shoulder and stuff like that, that dude would still be on the field playing. So, and that's just being real. That's just being honest as a Saints
We got
fan.
Jason in the background. Jason, if you hear us, we got too many people on the panel right now. We're gonna upgrade next week to 8. We got to be able to upgrade with StreamYard to get 8 on the panel. Right now, we're full right now. So if you wait patiently, when somebody drop off, you can come right on in, Jason. But right now, we can't even get another person on. All right, go ahead on, EJ.
Shrees, you make a great point. You hitting it on the head, girl. That's why I'm so excited. I'm so glad we got you finally on here, man. That's awesome.
Fellas. I'm glad to be on. Just to see y'all, Father and Son take the podcast to the next level. That's your specialty, man. I mean, look, I always say, look, this is my calling. I should have been a journalist. I ain't go back to school, but see, you got the credentials, and so do something with it. You got people that have knowledge of the game, man. Look, we're going to get on here. We're going to talk football. We're going to talk just real, raw sports about how we feel, the strong opinions about our team, not being too critical, because I'm like, they're still men at the end of the day. But my home team, them colors, it's just something about that black and gold. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Right. Yes, ma'am.
I said about to Travis.
Man, like I said before
y'all go, Travis said, this is my first time catching this podcast, and I like it already. Just subscribed. It's going, and he said, who that? We are welcoming you. Thank you for coming in and subscribing, Travis. And don't be no stranger, my brother. We are thankful that you're in here in the chat. Go ahead,
Who
y'all.
that baby? But like I said, man, I said this before. Lord going, I don't even just do this for myself. Lord going, I do this for y'all, man. This for everybody. Lord going, this is for a chance for everybody. To have fun, enjoy themselves, talk about their team. Represent their team. Represent where they from. Share their mind of the game, because we all watch the game, we all got an opinion on the game, so why not, talk about it, have fun with it, go ahead and really doggone, just lock in with it, I know we look at Stephen A. Smith and all these boys, we can do the same thing,
Look, right.
Like, come on now.
And probably better too, because sometimes a lot of their opinion is biased.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about
biased.
ESPN. Since y'all brought up ESPN, the worst. Since y'all brought him up, did you see Stephen A. Smith? And he constantly, this is consistently. And when you watch him, he just throws out something ridiculous. And you got I think the guy is Bart Scott. Bart Scott read him his rights about the Saints and Jameis Winston. He read him his rights because we all criticized you. We had you do it, Keandra, about 2 weeks ago, and you was exactly right. I can agree with you on his pass and a lot of things. You had everything that you said was right. But when you got a quarterback like Jameis Winston, who have been to the Pro Bowl, who have the ability to throw 30 touchdowns, you set him up with Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara. You set him up with Callaway.
Cass Callaway.
And some people gonna say, some people
no choice but to excel, man.
He got no choice.
He don't have no choice and no excuse.
No excuse.
I don't think Saints fans, we're going to hold him accountable.
Yeah.
But everybody got to do their job. Keep that in mind. Everybody got to do their job.
I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like, the biggest thing for me with Jameis Winston this year is he got to be healthy, man. Like, doggone, he got the talent. We all know he can go ahead and throw for over 5,000 yards. He already proved that before in his career, man. And he's got the receivers now. You know, he got everybody around him. He got the playmakers, man. It's just right now he got to stay healthy. Like for me, when he got that foot injury, that scared me.
That's scary. For real. That's scary.
Like, man, we don't need you doing that right now. You know, we don't want to ride in the season with Andy Dalton. Doggone, that's our backup. You know, we don't want to ride in there with Andy. I love you, Andy. I love you. You're a good backup. You're a good backup. But
if Andy got to get out,
we can win with Andy. We can win with
Andy, though.
Oh, we can win. We can win with Andy.
I'm not going to have you indict Andy Dalton like that.
I'm trying to win a Super Bowl. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl.
But look, check this out.
We gonna win a Super Bowl with Jameis Winston, not Andy Dalton. I'm sorry to tell y'all that.
But check this out.
Know that. Come on now.
This is my prediction. We're not gonna see Jameis none this preseason because what they're trying to do, they're trying to give him as much time as he can get on that leg, the one that he had the ACL. So a sprained foot is healed now. That's not gonna keep him out, but they're keeping him out to make sure.
My question is the sprained foot on the same leg?
Ah, that's a good question.
Right. That's what we don't know. Like nobody
from what was said is that, you know, it's basically what was his right foot, you know, and me having I always reference my knee injury, you know, you have to switch a lot of your weight to your right, you know, as I had a left knee injury.
Because that's the more dominant side. So
right.
Same thing in softball. I play ball. So when they tell us plant and put your weight on your back, on your right back leg, all the way through your thigh, they mean that. Put your left is all right side. So yeah, I'm curious to know because if it's a foot in the leg on the same side, then that's I don't know.
The more time he gets, the better.
Like he already battling back from the ACL. Like he got that brace on, so he already going through it, you know. So it's like we can't be having you dealing with two injuries at the same time, dog. Like you gotta
weight room. Like his weight just scares me. He looks so thin.
Yeah.
Fly Trader said something that made a lot of sense.
He used to be sloppy.
Fly Trader said something.
He built a lot of muscle up.
Yes, I can handle a defensive style football team. Yes, I can, because the saying of defense win championships, they mean that. Man, I've enjoyed having Drew dropping 50, 60 points on people. But I didn't enjoy us not being able to stop a nosebleed. And he had that kind of style.
Yeah, that's true.
Most of his career, and it sickened me because all I used to say was, Lord, if we ever had a defense. So now
we got it now.
Yeah, I could drop.
But we can never put 2 and 2 together. That's my problem. Sean Payton, and I'm gonna, you know, a lot of you guys don't like to criticize Sean Payton, but I'm gonna criticize Sean Payton because we should have had 3 Super Bowls.
I feel like
we should have had 4. Should have had 4.
You criticize that man every episode we get on here.
I'm not talking about you, Jay. I'm not talking about the panel. I'm talking about people as Saints fans don't like to. They want to go after Drew Brees and they want to talk about the things Drew Brees did, but Drew Brees was only doing as his coach or told him to do. And if you look at Sean Payton, he was so stubborn. He had a top 5 running game. Most of the times he had top 5 running games. He had top 3 during the winning seasons. If he would have just ran the football, we would have won a Super Bowl. I mean, I think people don't realize.
Look at the difference in the Texas game already. You can already see the difference between the play callers in the first game, in the first Houston Texans game in the preseason. Like Pete Carmichael was running the ball more than we've ever seen in the Sean Payton era. I'm
gonna be the bad guy. I don't care what you say, Derek. You can say no all you want. I'm gonna be the bad guy because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm sick and tired of everybody sitting there because of one goddamn Super Bowl, and we don't hold this man to accountability of that we played down to our level. We should have been wet. We should have had 4 Super Bowls. There's no way in the world that you can have a quarterback like Drew Brees, and you don't put him around in his early part of his career. He did not have the defenses around him that we didn't. You tell me we should have lost to the Seattle Seahawks.
He
How
deserved better.
we lost to the Seattle Seahawks?
Yeah, well, we always was in cap hell.
Tell Jason, we're full on the panel. Jason, I want to tell Jason we kind of full on the panel. Once somebody drop off, we'll be able to put you on. All right, but go ahead, brother. Go ahead, sis.
So the reason why we were suffering early on, Sean Payton, his type of guru style coaching was always built off offense, so we can't knock him. Like, he got a quarterback, he started getting players. We had so much, and they couldn't stop us because we just had an arsenal, right? You couldn't stop running backs, you couldn't stop receivers, but so we never really was a when Drew was the defensive team, we turned into an offensive team, but the Saints always was a defensive team. If you go back to the 90s and way before, the Saints was predicated off of defense. We never
defense. That was trash.
So by him a Raven, we already was that because before Dome Patrol, you had some good players, but that's really when we
Steve Ross, baby, too cold.
Put up on a map, and it's just been like that ever since. So having a defensive style team, you can't stop us on defense. We got any scheme for you. We're gonna run the ball, control the clock, keep my defense off the field. That's how you win games. The defense, whoever we playing against on offense, right? They start getting tired because you can't stop the run. Whomever it is coming out the backfield, really Elvin. You can't stop the run. So by you not being able to stop the run, here go Jameis with a 60-yard pass down there, touchdown. So this is how we gonna beat teams methodically on defense. I trust DA. I know he got something cooking. And Pete Carmichael, when we used to have these splash plays, when Drew would just drop bombs, that was Pete Carmichael play calling.
Wow.
Sean Payton get gutsy, and you'll just see all kind of stupid stuff going on the field. That was SP, but he was the coach.
The reverses, the triple reverses,
Oh yeah, we all know that was Sean Payton. We already know
that was Sean Payton. But
yeah.
Pete Carmichael Jr., when we had big plays, we were like, "Oh, you saw that?" I trust he calling plays. I've been saying let the man call, but Sean had a clipboard. Peter just had a headset. And
right.
Well, EJ, nobody talk about that year. Nobody talk about that year that Sean Payton broke his leg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, nobody likes to talk about the year that Sean Payton was gone. For that doggone injury, he broke his leg, and when he was suspended. Come on,
That's true.
For a whole year.
He was suspended for a whole season, guys.
And doggone
Pete Carmichael would go down there and score 50 points. He put 50 points per game every time with Drew Brees. So, I mean, it's like there's no drop-off when it comes down to the offense. It really not. You know, doggone, I like the fact that DA going to take over. I really feel like DA starting this football team through the defense. And, I know they say that around the league and the NFL,
Buffalo Bills.
But defense win you championships. If you don't got a good defense to stop these high-powered offenses in this league, you don't got a chance, man. You don't.
Because guess what? Now our offense, our coach is not gonna get us in a shootout. You're not gonna see shootouts. You can start under on the Saints because it depends on the game. Like if it's one of the teams we can run the score up or keep running the ball, but DA I'm telling you,
you in a dog fight with
Alvin Kamara gonna have his first 1,000 yards. Listen, Alvin don't get a lot of 1,000 yards, okay? Because Sean Payton don't feed him the ball.
No,
I'm telling you, Alvin y'all gonna see the best of Alvin Kamara, bro. I'm telling y'all. Y'all gonna see the best of Alvin.
Let me say this to you, Dad. Doggone. The reason why even more than that for Alvin, I feel like Alvin don't get 1,000-yard seasons because look who he plays with. He got Michael Thomas over there. So Michael Thomas getting the ball just as much as Alvin Kamara does. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. And this is a good question to have for all y'all. Who do y'all think is the true leader on that offense? Is it Alvin Kamara or is it Michael Thomas? Because a lot of people say that we can win games without Michael Thomas, but we can't win games without Alvin Kamara. I don't believe that.
That's true.
I see
That's a
Alvin.
fact.
We won games without Alvin Kamara also.
Larry, tell me who
I
you
gotta say Alvin though, because we missed more games with Michael Thomas, and we won games without him. Well,
that's true.
Let me tell you something. Alvin, we lost him for a couple of games. We lost Michael for a whole 2 years.
That's true.
Okay, so I gotta say the most important person on this team is Alvin, because his ability to catch the ball. He can catch the ball out the backfield, not just a running back. He's capable of catching the football. He's like a McCaffrey. McCaffrey, these guys got abilities to catch the ball, have 1,000 yards rushing, and having 1,000 yards running. He has that capability. He can. So I gotta say Alvin.
Go ahead. I'm gonna point something out to y'all. The way our offense designed, not one player is more important than offense than another player. And I'm gonna go back a few years and remind y'all, Marcus Colston got hurt and was out for almost a whole year. Lance Moore stepped in that spot and had over 1,000 yards receiving, and led our team in receiving. Lance Moore. So the way the offense is designed, everybody's interchangeable. It's just a design of the offense.
Thanks to Sean Payton.
Go ahead, Ho.
Credit, Sean.
Go ahead, Ho. Tell me your thoughts on that.
Well, I mean, and hey, the quiet is kept, it's the quarterbacks. Y'all saw that firsthand last year with no quarterback.
Oh my God.
I mean, hey, you know it. With no quarterback, I mean, come on, man. Look, the same guy you hyping up, Taysom Hill was, I want to say he might have been 0-4, or was it Trevor Siemian?
No. Don't you go there.
Look, I struck the nerve.
He knew what he was doing.
4-2 as a starter now. Don't go there. He was 4-2.
Taysom beat the Bucks.
He did.
The defense beat the Bucks.
Let's start quarterback, so we gotta give him that
What I
W.
don't understand is this.
We gotta give him that W.
Atlanta with Taysom, we'll be in the playoffs because Taysom was undefeated against the Falcons.
That's true.
We'd have beat the Falcons.
Hang on, wait a minute. We ain't just gonna sit here and act like the Falcons was like the top tier teams in this league.
They don't have to be. They got
come on, but wait.
They are our rival.
Exactly.
They are our rival. They don't have to be.
Yeah. Right.
Look,
So you know full well.
Hey,
come on, EJ.
I understand that.
Stop underestimating people because they stole one from us.
It's more harder to play a rival.
That, guys, but look, we're supposed to beat the Falcons, man. There shouldn't be no question about that. There should be no sense that we go into that game and be scared of the Falcons, man.
We're not scared of them.
There was never. I mean, I know that's our division rivals, and we get geeked up about that game. But looking at that roster, you tell me, man, that they supposed to match up with us, man.
You're right, but check this out.
It's about execution.
That's right. That's what it is. Just check this out. It don't matter how bad the team is when we play the Falcons. The Falcons will find a way. All that hatred,
I don't know what it is.
all of the juice, whatever it is, deep fried, lemon pepper fried chicken wings, and all that kind of stuff that they bring with them when they play New Orleans in the Super. There's something about the Super though.
You're right. I'm glad you said that though, because a lot of people say now the Buccaneers is our new best rivalry. It's not. It's never has been.
It's not a rival.
Look, I know.
No rival.
Look, I know the Buccaneers
you gotta win every other year, or you're supposed to win one. I win one. You win one. That's a rival. The Atlanta Falcons have always been our rival.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay. We go look at the history. If you go Google the history, the New Orleans Saints dominates the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Right.
That's true.
The Falcons dominate the Saints by a couple, about 5 games. They got 5-game lead.
We finna wrap that up. Wrap it up. Because that's finna be over. Wrap it up. Because that's finna be over. I can't stand that. And I'm ready for September 11. Y'all coming? Y'all coming September 11?
I want to get back to something though.
I just came from Atlanta in January, so it's like, I'm going to Carolina this year. That's gonna be my first time going to Carolina. I've been in Carolina with them boys and everything else in the dome. We got a lot of good dome games too. I'm gonna be in the dome, play Tampa. I'm going to that Carolina game. I'm going to the Bengals game. What else I saw in there? I like the Raiders. And
Raiders,
so I'm gonna be at some good games. That's gonna be some entertaining games because you got Adams and Derek Carr playing. You got Super Bowl champs coming in. You got
I really like that Bengals game.
So that's
gonna be good.
The Carolina Kitty Cats more than I fear the Panthers. I mean the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Carolina always have our number 2.
That's true.
I don't know what it is about Carolina.
Yeah, you never know with Carolina. I can't agree with that. Carolina is like every year, like it's a mystery with them. Like you never know.
Let me tell you what's going to happen.
If they're coming in or beating you or not.
I'm glad you said that.
It's not a mystery.
Carolina gonna come second behind us. I don't know. I
feel it too. I feel it too.
I think Tampa gonna fall off.
Everybody think they're gonna be. Atlanta gonna be that team where they up and down again because they're still missing some stuff.
They ain't got a quarterback.
They sleeping on Baker Mayfield.
They
are. The Baker Mayfield's gonna win some games in Carolina. I believe it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell y'all what our problem with Carolina is.
People gonna play ball. Them people gonna play ball this year.
I'm gonna tell y'all what our problem with Carolina was.
Go ahead, Larry.
Sean Payton. Because against Carolina, his play calling was always erratic for his offense. Our defense played, but offense was always erratic.
Why you believe that, Larry?
McCaffrey.
Why?
Every time we play them.
That's true. That's a fact. We can't stop him for whatever.
Try not to talk over each other, y'all.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Kanaja. I think you had a question for Larry.
Yeah, I was asking why do you think his play calling was erratic, just for that particular game?
Because for some reason when we play Carolina, Sean Payton play calling is always erratic and he always get too cute. You can go back and look at the history from the last 6 years. He tried to get too cute, and them people end up picking us off, or they get a turnover some kind of way, or special team some kind of way. Them people get us because Sean Payton get too cute.
You know, yeah, you're right. Because the thing about Sean Payton, his pettiness, it was a gift and a curse. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So when he get that petty bone, that's when he get cute.
Right.
So, remember when we played, what was it? When I think it was Minneapolis Miracle. And he got out there on the sideline and he was doing a skull call, whatever the heck they call it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was taunting the audience doing his skull call. Mm-hmm. We wound up losing the doggone game.
But you know what? That wasn't on Sean Payton.
Sean was doing the joke on the sidelines like Sean is a petty dude.
That wasn't on Sean. But at the same time, it wasn't on Sean, but that wasn't a good game offensively. Yeah. I mean, if we think about it, it wasn't a good game.
Because he was trying to be too cute and flashy the first half. The second half, they started running that ball. We started running that ball. We don't run the ball against Carolina. We throw it a lot.
EJ, I need to give them the final words because I got to get to this high school game.
All right, guys, doggone. We could talk this all day, doggone. But next weekend we'll be doing our next pregame show. For that third and final preseason game, guys, doggone. I enjoy it.
Then we're gonna do the first game for the regular season. Tell them that.
Yeah, we'll be getting ready for doing our first game for the regular season. We're gonna be doing the pre and the post game for the first regular season game. I know people asked about us doing a post game for preseason. No, hell no. We're doing no post game for no preseason. Hey, look, it's preseason, guys. Come on now. But
it's preseason, but I got a bet on this game tonight. I need the Saints to win for real.
I think they bet on preseason.
Trash.
Took them on the money line. I just need you to win the game because I don't want y'all to go with that mentality into the regular season. Like, get your reps, but I want you to win too. So, I take preseason serious.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, preseason matters. We all know it matters.
Yeah, it's important. That's why I watch it.
Shout out to 504 Indigenous Warrior. That's Downo in the house from the Batter Sports Talk.
Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all for coming on, man. Doggone, I love y'all, man. We'll see y'all next doggone weekend, doggone, and y'all enjoy the game tonight. Also, I just want to make y'all laugh before we go ahead and leave tonight. We had Aaron Rodgers crying and having meetings with the receivers this week after that DB room looking nice. I love it, baby. Who that?
EJ, I want you
Who that?
everybody to say 1, 2, 3, who that before y'all get out. I want because look, I want a big loud who that for everybody to know we the baddest sports talk in the Deep South. So when you
y'all on three, baby. 1, 2, 3. Who
that? Let's go.
All right, y'all, boy. Love y'all.
Love
All right, bro.
We out of here.